Thank you again for joining for this IBCP Virtual Summit with actually 6 speakers. It's a big day. I will just introduce myself. I am Anthony Fibloy. I am the marketing lead for KIS International School Bangkok. And I would just like to speak very briefly about KIS International School before we go into the IB career-related program. So we have many people joining. We have educators, we have parents, we have KIS parents. So our KIS parents know already a lot about the school, but many people don't know about KIS International School. So I just very briefly would like to speak about the vision of KIS International School and our mission, inspiring individuals. You've seen it on the little creative about the IBCP on the flyer on our page on our website. We live our vision, and inspiring individual is in everything we do at KIS. And it has a very broad meaning. Inspiring individuals is about, of course, we want to inspire our students to become lifelong learners, global citizens, to go above and beyond and just be themselves. But also we want our students and every member of our community to become inspiring in their way. So they become themselves inspiring individuals. So next, our values, our KIS International School values, which definitely shows a lot. So striving for understanding, of course, we are a school, education first, and we fight for academic excellence. We got very good results in the past IB examination with a 35 average score, which is a lot above the world average of 30. And we were at 35. And we also have universities offers from great universities such as Imperial College London, University of Toronto, McGill University, University of Hong Kong. So our students are really doing great, but we do much more than academic excellence, actually. We want to create a caring and inclusive community. And if, as the marketing lead at KIS, if there are 2 things I always want to share about KIS International School is that, yes, we are an IB school. We are the only 4-program IB school in Bangkok. We offer the IBCP, and we have great academic results. But the community of KIS International School is making things so different from other schools. We are a mid-sized schools with amazing parents. The parent community is amazing, with a KISPA parent association that is organizing so many events. We couldn't have like a campus life without them, and everything is made to be caring, inclusive, and to take care about each other. Like, there are small things that makes me happy every day when I see the students greeting the security guards, greeting the cleaners, the gardeners, this kind of thing. Just respect and being caring makes the big difference at KIS International School. And then something we have in all schools, right? Nurturing passions in self and others. At KIS International School, we have a wide range of activities, extracurricular activities, which are sometimes student-led. We have our own activities, we have our sports, football, badminton, basketball, and they even travel internationally with the Marisa association to do great things, and basketball competitions, for example, happening in KIS Bangkok soon. And what can I say about nurturing passion? It goes beyond sport and ECS, of course. It goes through drama and their passion about the math club, for example, and any kind of passion. And the last of our values is taking action ethically, which is rooted in KIS. And when we think about like the old days of KIS, we started 25 years ago, we have so many examples, such as what we were used to call the fun fair, where we were raising money for the victims of the tsunami. And today it's taking action ethically, is taking space with KIS Cares, which is the umbrella of everything we do to take care of the communities, everything related to community engagement. We have our student-led clubs that run so many fundraising and try to have an impact, a positive impact on the world. So this is what is KIS. Quickly, as I mentioned, we have the only 4-program IB school. We welcome students from 2 to 19 years old with EY Prep, and then with the IB programs, primary school program, middle year school program, IB diploma, and of course, the IB career-related program in KIS. So since we start talking about the IB career-related program, I would like to let Mr. François speak about the career-related program overall and how it looks like at KIS International School.
Yeah, thank you, Anthony. My name is François de Riquel, and I'm the current IBCP coordinator at KIS International School Bangkok. Thank you very much for joining us this evening and letting us be part of you, maybe dinner time. And I promise you, that's the only 2 French accents you're gonna hear tonight. I'm from Belgium, but yeah, it's just serendipity that we both speak French, and it's okay. You can raise your hand if you struggle to understand. I will not be too offended. Next slide, Anthony. So what is a IBCP and how do we do here at KIS? The IB career-related program, which we call here the CP, it's the newest of the IB program. And by newest, I mean it's already like 12 years old, but it's comparing to the IB diploma, which started in the 70s. It is a quite recent program. It is a program that's growing quite rapidly. When I've done a similar presentation last year, there are around 300 schools doing the CP. Now we are over 400 schools doing the CP. So you can see the growth rate there. It's quite strong. And that's very helpful to all of us because that means also more and more institutions are recognizing the CP, and that's good news for all our students. The career-related program is for students in the last 2 years of high school. In our school, that means for grade 11 and 12. Normally, students, you were going to pick, like, when they were in the last 2 years, either an IB diploma program or KIS high school program. Here, we're adding a third option for all our students. This is now our 3rd years doing it, which is a CP program. What's special about the CP is that it combines some of the DP component, the IB diploma component, because students will take at least 2 DP courses with the whole rigor that go with DP course, which the IB diploma is famous for. But they're going to combine that with a career-related studies. And in our school, our career-related studies is quite particular, and we're going to explain why with our 3 other panelists we have here. Another thing about the career-related program is that it's a highly personalized pathway of learning. The reason is our student will pick at least 2 DP, 2 diploma course among many, and I'm going to share that a bit after. And on top, so that's already a huge amount of choice. And on top of that, they're going to choose also a career-related studies. And in that as well, there's many choices that student can pick. And so at the end, it means that no 2 DP student will have the same learning journey in our school or with their career-related studies provider. Another maybe last thing about what makes a career-related program special is that for some students, it can be either a very, we call it low floor, high ceiling. It can be as little as a student can handle because they're doing many activities outside school, or it can be a very demanding program because the number of courses there is not limited. So there's a flexibility there that is unique to the career-related program that is not there with the diploma program. Next slide, Anthony. All right. In our school, we recommend the career-related program for students who already have a strong interest in a particular area. And that can be we're quite broad here. It can be in art, it can be in engineering, it can be in business, it can be in hospitality, but that's what we're looking for when we looking interviewing a student for the CP is what are the area of interest and are they ready to commit to that on the long term? And that's what's different from the IB diploma, where you have a very broad education where students have to take 6 subjects. And so another reason why a student would like to pursue the IB career program is that in our case here at KIS, they will jumpstart the university career already because they will have a dual enrollment program with one of our university partner. Anthony, next. So every CP student here at KIS will be enrolled into one of the university that we're working with. We have 3 representatives tonight, and also on top of that, choose their DP courses. The way they choose their DP courses will be, of course, related to their career-related studies. Okay, I hope it makes sense, these 2 components that makes the CP so particular. On the next slide, Anthony, we have a few of our career-related study provider we're working with. We have 3 with us tonight from King Mongoose University and of Technology. We have Les Roches, which is a hospitality and management school in Switzerland. We have the World Academy of Sport that do international sport management program. They're based in Australia. We have SUMAS, which is doing a business sustainability program. And there were so many different tracks there. We have Embry Riddle, which are with us tonight. We're going to talk about the engineering program. We have SCAD that we're working with, based in the US. It's the Savannah College of Art and Design. Many creative career there. And we have Arizona State University with Michael, who is also here with us tonight. Okay, next slide. When I was saying that a student doing the IBCP with us has a unique learning path, it's because they're gonna have to pick 2 subjects, at least 2, some choose 3, some choose 4. A bit above that, we try not to encourage it because it becomes very heavy. Among all our courses we are offering. So as you know, in the DP, you have 6 categories, 6 broad category of courses, which are language and literature for one, language acquisition, and that's your usual second language. We have the social science, and we have many courses there. Maybe you're gonna have to zoom in a bit. Then we have a science or natural science course. We have a mathematics course, and we have an art course. And usually students have to pick one course among each of those 6 big group. In the case of a CP student, that's not the case. They can really already focus on their area of interest. They will have to pick 2 to 4 courses at any level. And you know, in DP, you have to pick 3 courses at standard level, 3 courses at high level. Here they can pick it at any level. And so if you do a bit of math there, picking 2 among 20, that's give you a lot of possible combination that you can do. One thing we're very proud here at KIS is offering, of course, in our different topics. And you can see we've quite a broad offering in social science, in natural science, which give a lot of choice for a student that they can go either into the art field or in the engineering field. We covered that here as well at KIS. Yeah. I could have talked as well about the picture. This is Win, also one of our students who is doing a career-ready studies in music production. And so he has some more DP course here and also doing his certificate in music production. And so at the end of the day, when the student pick DP course in the area of interest, like, oh, we have a student, if it's Anda was doing engineering. Okay, she's picked design as a DP course. She's picked a math course. She's also picked an English course. And on top of that, the career-related studies. So it's make it a very focused learning pathway. Instead of a broad DP program, in CP you have a very highly focused pathway. And that's also why you can really jumpstart into university career there. And maybe one more thing, a couple more things I'd like to talk before I hand it to our provider. Anthony? The CP is more than the academic course. Like every IB education from PYP in primary years, middle years, MYP or diploma, there's always that core that make an IB education so special. And the CP is no exception there. Every student doing the CP gonna have to have, this year we call it service learning, next year is gonna have a different name because the IB is changing it, but the idea stayed there of community engagement. That community engagement is across all IB program. Every student, okay, is expected one way or another to connect with the community, identify a need, and address it. What's make it special in the CP is they have to use what they're learning in the career-related studies. They have to use what they learn in the DP classes to address that community need. They also have a personal and professional skill course, which is a very tailored course in function of our student career-related studies to expose them already to make them career ready and all the skills that are required to be career ready. We have also a reflective project, which is a big piece of research. And also, again, every IB program have that. You have the exhibition in PYP, you have the personal project in MYP, you have the extended essay in DP. In the career program, we have that reflective project. What's make it special there is it has to be centered around an ethical dilemma, a moral issue, but related to the career-related studies. Again, very focused. We bring back everything to the career-related studies and the specific diploma course. It's an IB education, so the expectation that students speak more than one language is there, and our students also in CP have to learn, since they're not compulsed to take a language acquisition class, they can pick then any language they choose and have to show, demonstrate evidence of 50 hours of learning there. That's what we call a language development this year. Next year is gonna be a different name. All right, next slide, last one for me. It's assessment. One thing that make the CP special for student as well, it's most of the course are project-based course or continuous work course. And that's quite different from the DP where you have like 2 years, and at the end of the day, what matters is your exam at the end of 2 years, your internal assessment that you also have throughout the year. But it's not that continuous work that makes the CP so special and so suitable for some of our students. And I know all our university career provider are very good at that, and it's really suiting for some students to have that weekly continuous course and assessment, so you don't have that big chunk of work at the end of your study. So the CP is not really exam based, except for the diploma class the student will attend. It's really much, I call it more like work based, hands-on project based. So that's why I talked about the assessment there. So I hope I managed to give a glimpse of what the IBCP is and how we do it here at KIS, where we partner with university around to provide that focus education for students. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you for your presentation, François. Very good. So reminder is that François is our IBCP coordinator. And actually, if you have any questions about IBCP at KIS, we would be happy to put you in touch when you reach out to the admission team. So I just would like to welcome our second speaker on stage, maybe not on stage, but on Zoom, which is Mr. Kamonsin, sorry for the last name, Chatouratapol. I hope I'm good with that, from King's Mongkut University of Technology, Thonburi. So here you go. Have a nice presentation.
Thank you, Anthony. Hello, everyone. So my name is Kamonsin Chatouratapol, and I come from King Mongkut University of Technology, Thonburi, or KMUTT. By the way, KMUTT is the #1 engineering school in Thailand. It's been voted as such for the past 5-6 years. Okay, so we have a lot of amazing research and great work. But in fact, I come from a school of architecture and design, we call SOAD. Okay, and I teach in one of the programs within the School of Architecture Design, which I'll tell you guys a little bit more later. Okay, next slide, please, Anthony. Okay, so what we're offering right now, from the School of Architecture Design, we offer 6 tracks, right? And actually, before I go any further, I would also like to mention that we are the oldest international program in architecture in Thailand, right? And then the architectural program we teach here is actually a 5-year program. So basically, it's your first professional degree. So if you were to say continue to study at SOAD, by the time you finish your 5th year writing your thesis, you are entitled to take the licensing exam, right, to become professional architects. Okay, all right. But anyhow, so let me introduce you to the 6 tracks right here, right? As you can see, we have architecture, interior architecture, communication design, landscape architecture. Design innovation is actually what we used to call industrial design, but now I think we want to make sure that it includes UX, UIs, and all things that are digital as well. Okay, and the last track is the brand new track that that I teach at. It's actually an entrepreneurship track. It's called MIDI. It's short for Multiple Intelligences for Design Innovation. Okay. All right. So our semester starts. The fall semester begins in August to December, and the second term will be from January to May. Okay. Next slide, please, Anthony. Okay. Back one more. Back. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So just to give you a sense of what you could take for the architectural track, right? Right now there are about 6 courses that the student can choose from, and I think we would leave this information to the students for them to decide and choose later. Yeah, but for the architectural, interior design, communication design, they all take design fundamental courses together. So just to kind of make sure that they share the same foundation, right? Although our school emphasize technology, but I think School of Architecture Design is actually the best of both worlds. We combine concepts with solid construction technology, right? So it's our students could talk concepts as well as doing nuts and bolts stuff. So you can be assured that they after they graduate from SOAD, they know how to draw stairs and build a building, right? So this is not some just basically conceptual school. Okay, so these are the courses available, right? Design drawing and sketch, design, digital design, design fundamental, architectural design, so on and so forth. Okay, and the career path, if you look at in the bottom, you can become an architect. You work in the real estate development area. You can be in the construction industry. Could be part of facility management, so on and so forth. Okay, all right. Next slide, please, Anthony. And then the second track is interior design, right? So basically, you know, they don't touch stuff outside, but this is still a professional degree, right? So by the time you finish this and you want to practice, you also have to take a licensing exam. Okay, so these are the courses available. Okay, all right, and then the career path is way in the bottom, right? Obviously, work inside the architectural office. You can also be facility management. You can also have a career in 3D modeling, specialist, stylist, exhibition designer, so on and so forth. Okay, and then the next slide, please. Back one more. Communication design, yeah. So basically, communication design is a lot of for students who are interested in graphic design, right? You could do a lot of UX UI, okay. But what we offer for IBCP is again the foundational stuff, right? Design sketch, design fundamentals, okay. And then the career path, like I've mentioned, so communication designer, graphic designer, film director, creative director, event organizer, exhibition designer, and typographic designer and web designer. Okay. Next slide, please. Landscape. So this is a pretty new program also. Okay. It's actually in Thailand. There's maybe only 2 international program in landscape architecture. Okay. And again, as I mentioned before, the students would have to join the design fundamentals, so they would get to mingle with other students who are studying architecture, interior design, communication design, right? So this is a really nice way to be introduced to different way of thinking. We gives a strong emphasis on multidisciplinary work also. Okay. And then the career path would be like landscape architect, urban planner, urban designer. Okay. And then next slide, please. Design innovation or DI. As I mentioned before, these we used to call this program industrial design. Okay. So or product design. But again, we want to make sure that we move into the the sort of in the digital realm, right? And we now handle UX and UI. Okay, so this is perfect for students who are interested in creating products, design a phone, designing cars, or they could want to be a web designer, right? Or a lot of like they could do quite many of things, right? And this is actually quite an entrepreneurial program also. Okay, so all right, and then the last track, yeah. So this is MIDI. This is where I teach. Again, is the entrepreneurial program, and we offer these 3 courses. Okay, so this is the only track that the student would not mingle with the other design students, right? So for us, the MIDI students, they have to come up with their own business idea, right? So they're not exactly design students, right? But our business or their business must combine design, technology, and business together. Okay, and so we are want to make sure that they got all those 3 aspects together to make sure that the project is the product is well made and balanced. Okay. So the first course, the Expedition to Innovation, is basically well, actually in Expedition to Innovation and Mediation that you see in the bottom, they're actually the same course, but it has a different name. So basically it's like a project base. So the student would come in and perhaps tell us what he or she would like to do, and our job is to facilitate, incubate and facilitate, make sure that the project comes into fruition. Okay, and then the Innovate or Die class is actually a lecture that designed as a supplement to the project. Okay, so basically we provide tons and tons of case studies and provide tools that would help the students to think about branding or even just to talk about Lean Business Canvas, right? How we actually use the Lean Business Canvas as a part of the framework. Okay, so and the career path here would be entrepreneur, obviously, or you know, maybe a student who may not have the stomach to become an entrepreneur. They could be you know, work in an organization where they could you know, pushing envelope and boxes inside a great company as well. Okay, so I think I have 2 more slides. Right, so basically here's the fee. Actually, you know, we waived the 25,000 baht fee, which is usually required for students who are not registered at KMUTT. And then so with this agreement with KIS, the students are allowed to pay the same as the students who enroll at KMUTT. Okay, and obviously these courses and the credits can be transferred, right? So in the case that the student decide to continue to study at KMUTT. Next slide, please. Okay, and we also have this amazing program called Field Immersion Program, where we take students to explore community. In this particular poster, we are actually collaborating with NAFA University in Singapore, where we took the students to visit a village where they produce products that really become an integral part to the community. Okay, so the students learn empathy and you know, design thinking, so on and so forth, and it's a very good and memorable trip. Okay, so I think that's our last slide. Am I right, Anthony?
Yes, it is. Thank you very
Okay.
much, Emerson.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Great presentation. Thank you so much for your time in sharing these insights about KMUTT. Okay, so now I would like to welcome the next speaker, who is Mr. Michael Cacciatore from Arizona State University. So you can take the lead on Arizona State and explain to us what do you offer, which track, which pathways, and how IB career-related program students maybe stand out at ASU.
Hi, everyone. My name is Michael Cacciatore. Like they said earlier, I'm in the United States of America. So good morning and good evening to you guys as well. So I am the IB in International Schools Partnership Manager. So that means my days start early, and some days I'm talking to schools in Asia, and then in like an hour, I have an appointment with a school in Saudi Arabia. So I literally travel all around the world in my everyday working. So thank you for having me. So that was my first slide. Okay, so with Accelerate ASU, we began our partnership with IB as a career services provider at the start of last year. And we've really found ways that students are able to take our courses, earn certificates, earn industry-leading certifications, earn dual college credit, and then from there, they're able to transfer those college courses to any universities around the world if they're interested in attending, and they also can transfer those to ASU if students are interested in pursuing and continuing their degree pathway through Arizona State University. Next slide. Okay, so with our IB program, what we've done is we have tried to create a series of pathways to really help support career growth for IB students. So if students are interested in taking some of our pathways, like the first thing that we do is ASU has over 100 plus undergraduate degrees. So some students are able to build customizable pathways. So if you go through Arizona State University's website and you find our major map, you can select courses that are through our Accelerate ASU course catalog. So we have over 70 courses in our catalog that ultimately students can choose from. So we have customizable pathways. We have mastery certificates, like it says in the center. So a mastery certificate is essentially a pathway that will lead to students earning a certification, either Google IT, Applied Business Data Analytics, Project Management, AWS Cloud Computing as well. And then in a couple slides, I'll tell you guys more about the Career Foundation certificate. So if there is a major that you are interested, that we do not have like a already planned out formulated pathway, we can sit down with Francois and then from there build a customizable pathway that is really based around your interests, what you would like to major in college, and then ultimately what you see yourself doing in the workforce. Good on that one. So for our courses, every student who takes any Accelerate ASU course is essentially paying the same exact cost as a student in Phoenix, Arizona, if they were attending the school. So our courses are designed by the faculty at ASU, and they can be transferred all around the world, in the United States, wherever you're planning on going. ASU is the largest university system in the world. We were voted #1 for international students. They were really proud of that ranking that came out last year. So with our courses, you can take them. If you're interested in going to ASU, you absolutely can, but if not, they will transfer. So with our courses, there is no kind of barriers that will stop a student from being able to take our courses. No GPA, no prereqs, no SAT scores. If there is a course that you are interested in taking, you absolutely can. Our courses are asynchronous, so essentially what that means is they can be done at any time. So students don't have to attend a certain lecture at a certain prescribed time, and then we have different course modalities that can support a student's flexible schedule. What really sets our program about is the 4th bullet point, where it says no risk to transcript. So students can only transcribe their grades on their ASU college transcript if they receive an A, B, or C. If they get a D, if they get an F, unfortunately, if they have to withdraw from the course, ASU is not faulting the students. Then from there, it's really no risk. And then we found with students all around the world that we have achieved some pretty high passage success rates just because we're giving everyone a chance to really just explore college options, especially when it comes to CP students. I'm good on that. Thank you. So here are different pathways that you can choose from. So these are our Accelerate pathways. So essentially, I discussed earlier the career mastery certificates, but these are a series of 3 to 6 courses that can be taken over your high school career. But remember, you have to do the majority of the courses during your 2 final years, your 11th and 12th grade years. So students will earn college credit. Then from there, they will earn an industry-leading certification if you do one of the mastery certificates. And then we have a program called Career Foundation Certificates, and this was generated, these were planned with IB students in mind. So what we've done is we've taken ASU's most popular majors, college foundations, health education, general business, STEM, engineering, behavioral sciences, sustainability, education, and computer science, and then created a series of pathways where students will earn prerequisites for their major. They will earn what needs to be done for the CP, and then from there, they will earn transferable college credit. I know that Francois has the sheet on this, and then from there, I should have included hyperlinks, so hopefully this will be sent out to you guys. Then from there, if you'd like to learn more about our 2 programs here, you absolutely can. And like I said before, if there is a pathway that is part of an ASU major, and we can kind of build a customizable pathway with you that's based on your interests, we absolutely can. We would just have to sit down together and try to figure out what courses will lead to you getting to that degree. Good on this slide. Okay, so we have 2 different types of courses. like I said before, our courses are asynchronous. So essentially asynchronous means they can just be done at any time. So we have on-demand courses, and what those are is those are self-paced courses that have flexibility. There is no assignment due dates. There is no start and end date. You essentially have a year to work on the entire course. So for most of our high school partners that I work with, the on-demand courses are by far the most popular, because then from there, a school can adhere them to their own school calendar and not have to worry about trying to adhere it to the ASU school calendar. And then our second options are session-based courses. So essentially those are 8 or 16-week courses. And what those are is it's like a standard online college course. Students will have due dates for exams, midterms, anything like that, like in a normal associated class, but really it is kind of more up to your style of learning. Do you want flexibility or would you want structure? Good on that one? Yeah, that's really it for me. If you have any questions, my email address is on there. Feel free to, take a picture of this if you'd like to talk. This QR code to the left will also take you to the Arizona State University website for Accelerate ASU, so you can see our course catalog of over 70 courses. If you want to learn more about the mastery certificates or the career foundation certificates, the QR code right there on the left will take you to that website. And then, yeah, if you have any questions about it and you want to just kind of pick my brain, I'll very happy to work with you to kind of build a pathway. Just let me know what I can do to support your journey. Thank you guys for having me. It's been wonderful. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Michael. That was a very nice presentation also. I'm not sure if you want to stay online or go back to sleep since it's quite early for you. So I would like to welcome the next speaker, who is from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. So Mr. Bernard Long, let me add you as a spotlight. Just for the story, I'm looking forward to your presentation, because when I was a kid, I wanted to become a pilot.
Oh, excellent.
As you can see, I lost my my way, but yeah, looking forward to hear from you.
All right. Thank you very much, Anthony. Hi, everyone. My name is Bernard. I am from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, and thank you for joining today's session as well. Now, a quick introduction for those who are not familiar with Embry-Riddle. So Embry-Riddle is actually a very long-running university. We are actually approaching our 100th year of operations. In 1926, we were established as a university specializing in aviation and aerospace education. So we offer more than 100 undergraduate and graduate programs, and we have a multitude of international students who have also joined us as well. And of course, recognition of programs for such specialized programs are so important. So you will see that we have accreditation in engineering, in our aviation programs, etc., as well, to allow students to actually gain employment across worldwide, essentially, for your future careers as well. And just a quick overview as well, we have 2 residential campuses. One of them is in Daytona Beach, Florida. The other one is in Prescott, Arizona. So these are full residential campuses. As you can see from the pictures there, we have your accommodation on campus and all the facilities available for students to pursue their studies in as well. Now, interestingly, I'm actually from the Asia Singapore campus, and we are established as a slightly smaller operations. But we are actually here today to fully share with you and introduce to you the Embry-Riddle's career-related program, because we are going to be administrating or assisting our students. As we have almost the same time zone as in Thailand, we will be able to assist our students in their time zone and in real time as well, if they have any questions or if they have to organize any interview sessions with students. That would be a much more viable option for our students. Now, a quick introduction of the Embry-Riddle's career-related program. So as Francois mentioned earlier as well, I won't talk too much about the CP curriculum, but for the Embry-Riddle's career-related program, students will be doing usually up to a maximum of 8 courses throughout a duration of 2 years. And these courses are unique because these are actually different from your DP subjects, because these are actually university subjects, and they are fully developed by academics and staff of a university. Now, a lot of students might be concerned about the difficulty level jumping from a high school that they're currently just started as well in year 11 and actually doing university subjects. But what we can assure students is that you are not doing the entire full-time study load as a university student. University students usually do about maybe 4 or 5 courses in one semester. Students doing our track are only doing 1 course in a term while doing your DP subjects along as well. All right. So we will be guiding our students throughout this entire program. So students are essentially doing courses which are in university year 1 or year 2 difficulty. And those students who have finished all 8 courses throughout the duration of 2 years would be able to receive up to a total of 24 university credits. And last but not least, of course, we will be granting them a certificate of a transcript as well for them towards their onward education when they apply for college or university. Now, you might be also wondering, what does this career-related program actually benefit you as a student or as a prospective student as well? So, of course, as the other providers have mentioned today as well, you'll be gaining university credits. So that will essentially gain you an accelerated path towards the university. So for our case as well, if you complete all 8 courses and you do take the same pathway that you did with us in this career-related program, as well as your college degree, you might be able to save up to 1 year of college education tuition fees, as well as time as well. Secondly, you are doing foundation courses, as mentioned. So this is a fantastic program for students who have had some interest or some passion in aviation or aerospace. So whether you are interested to become a pilot, maybe interested to work at airports or airlines, you always wondered what would it be like to study in some of the courses. We will be actually covering those in the foundation programs as well. Thirdly, critical thinking, and this is actually quite an important step towards college education as well. We will be teaching you how university studies are going to be like. You will develop critical thinking, which are critical and essential in coping with university subject. So by doing these courses during your high school, you are actually gaining an advantage, and transitioning into university might be easier as well. Fourth part will be on the tuition fees, as mentioned in my first point. The tuition fees and the time cost savings would be one option as well. Last but not least, developing confidence. We realize that a lot of students doing the career-related program as well have a much higher confidence in tackling college education when they eventually start there as well, because they already have some background in understanding and learning what college education would be. Now, in terms of the academic calendar, over here for Embry-Riddle, we have a very, very flexible and a number of big choices available for students to choose from in terms of picking their semesters. So we have a total of 10 semesters start dates for our students as well. So just for example as well, that we have highlighted 4 dates over there. If, for instance, as with most international schools, they might be interested to come back in August to start their intake as well. We do have an August intake available. And then they can actually do this in a periodical manner and finish 4 courses in a year. And this then can be replicated for the following year, and that would actually complete all 8 courses of our program as well. Now, the application process for the career-related program is also quite straightforward as well. We just need students to actually lodge an application online, submitting your previous 2 years of higher grade 9 and 10 transcripts to us as well. We do expect our students to be scoring pretty well in critical subjects, which will then allow them to be able to understand and score well in the subjects that they'll be taking with us. So we are expecting students with grade A's and B's in English, Math, and Science as minimum requirements. And thereafter, we will also be actually asking our students to do an internal English and Math assessment for us to actually determine what would be the best courses for us to work with the students and place them into the appropriate modules as well. Now, over at Embry-Riddle, we have a total of 7 academic pathways. So we offer pathways which can be very narrow, for instance, in the areas of like aeronautics, aviation maintenance, business, engineering, but we also offer a couple of broad-based pathways as well for students who are still not very certain about what their career interests are as well. We have the STEM pathway and the core pathways, which essentially allow students to actually pick a variety of subjects across different disciplines as well. But for today's presentation, I'll just share with you how a couple of the pathways would actually look like. Now, the aeronautics pathway is actually the most popular pathway among our students. This is appropriate for students, as mentioned, who have interest in, working as an air traffic controller, wanting to work as a pilot, or trying to even be interested in engineering, in aerospace engineering. This could actually be an appropriate pathway as well. So students will be doing 1 module per semester. And these are the 7 courses that you can see, which are compulsory courses. And the elective there as well allows students to pick something out of their comfort zone, maybe. They have over 40 to 50 choices of electives to choose from. And this is why we want to mimic this as similar to a college education, where you do have general electives to pick from as well. Now, the other pathway is the very popular pathway, is the engineering pathways. So engineering first-year courses throughout most universities around the world are fairly similar as well. So we are actually quite confident that what we are teaching in these engineering pathways, if you are doing well and scoring well in these subjects, would allow you to be able to seamlessly transfer to a second year of your engineering programs in a college education as well. Now, for illustration purposes, I've actually shown here as well a sample timeline for students who are, let's say, interested in the engineering pathway. As you can see from the dates and the modules there as well, the first digit usually denotes the year of the difficulty and the year of the study. So a module that starts with number 1 is actually a year 1 module. So we would actually then allow a very easing and simple transition to do all the first-year modules during the first year of the high school. And then subsequently in the second year of high school, you will tackle the slightly more difficult courses. We do understand that students might be doing their IB exams towards the end of the school year. So they might actually leave like an elective as well, so that less stress is on the student as well, because they are also going to prepare for their final IB exams. Now, the assessment types and gradings, because these courses that we are offering here are all entirely online, similar to ASU, is also asynchronous as well, meaning to say that you don't have to tune in to the classes at a particular time because of the time zone. Our students are actually going to be in a very interactive environment, because you will see students from around the world, not just in Asia. You will see students from the US, you might see students from Europe. They're all in this virtual classroom all together as well. Now, it's important that students are spending about 10 to 15 hours a week per course of study as well. And what these hours are actually spent on is actually understanding the course materials that are provided. You might be sometimes asked to actually submit your discussion and your opinions on certain topics as well. Now, the assessment types will be slightly different. As mentioned earlier, this is university subjects as well. So it's important to understand that there are different assessment types depending on what the course requirements are. And these can be in terms of a discussion paper, it could be group work, and it could be also a combination of mid-year and final examinations as well. Now, in terms of student support, we do understand that online studies and studying a college might be something very daunting for students. So we do have dedicated student advisors who are primarily there to work with your school counselor as well. So it's like a trifecta between the student, the CP coordinators, as well as our student advisors to make sure that we are achieving a mutual targets all together in terms of coping with the courses and registration for the necessary courses as well. And we also have other resources as well to ensure that students are aware of how to use the online platform systems as well. And just like university students, we treat the students who are doing this career-related program as university students. So you do have access to our library materials that you can actually use to supplement studies as well. So we're coming to the last slide as well. This is just a summary. This is actually a very unique program for students who are actually passionate about aviation and aerospace. This offers you an opportunity to start, doing courses that you've always been dreaming of, or you have been wondering about how university education in aviation and aerospace is like. This is a great opportunity for you to have a test drive, a test run of all the courses that you are available to choose from. The opportunity, secondly, the opportunity for you to transfer your credits to your university of choice. And of course, that ultimately saves you the time and the tuition fee savings as well. So these are my contact details that I'm leaving here for you as well. Usually what happens after such a presentation is a lot of students might have questions as well. Please coordinate with Francois as well. I'm quite sure he has my contact details, and I've done this a number of times to do individual presentations to students. We are also happy to do introduction or sample trial of the online software as well for you to understand a little bit more and gain more confidence in the system before deciding your choices as well. Yeah, that's my end of my presentation. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Bernard. Can I join the IBCP to become a pilot? Is it too late?
Yeah, there is an age limit, Anthony, sorry.
Yeah.
So next, thank you so much for this presentation. So next speaker will be one of our beloved students from KIS International School. It's Anda, who is in grade 12, in grade 11, sorry. And I think now you can see her speaking. So Anda, thank you for joining today, actually. We just would like to hear about your story. Why did you choose the CP and how long you've been with KIS, all of that?
Can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you well.
Okay, so hi, my name's Anda. I'm 16 and I've been a student at KIS for the past 8 years. I'm doing IBCP with Embry-Riddle, the engineering pathway. School has always been a bit of a challenge for me because I have ADHD and dyslexia, and I wasn't sure if the DP program was going to be the best fit for me. I felt like the DP places you into a box as all of your courses are predetermined. During grade 10, my learning support teacher told me about the CP program, and it seems like it would be a better match for my learning style. The consistent hands-on work really matches the way I learn best. I think the CP program lets me take control of my learning by letting me choose my own pathway. I only need to take one CP class at a time, so I can really focus. And since everything is due at the same time, I don't have to stress as much about time management. So,
Anthony,
I'm mute, sorry. Nice, Anda. So you're in grade 11, so you started a few months ago. How is your experience so far as an IBCP student?
okay, so far my experience has been pretty good. I have a schedule that I can easily follow, and I have a space at school where I can focus on my CP classes and enough time between my DP classes to focus on that work. I am taking 3 DP classes, design, math, and English. I like drawing as a hobby, and so I get to bring that skill and interest to my design projects. math. Math is just math. So it's my life. I love it because it feels real to me when I do math. And I can see that learning more math skills is going to help me with my Embry-Riddle classes. Even though English isn't my favorite subject, my teacher is great, so I'm enjoying the class. I have done 2 courses with Embry-Riddle so far. An introduction to engineering, computing for engineers. I thought that learning how to code was really fun. I hadn't done that before, and I'm excited to learn more and get better at it. The
Nice.
classes have been hard work, but it's nice that I only have to do one at a time and can really focus on what I am supposed to be learning in that class. Also, the classes have given me some skills that I can use in my DP classes. I had to learn how to write a specific style of report for my CP class, and this also helped me write a report for my design class, and I ended up getting full marks. So far, my experience has been pretty good. I definitely think that this was the best choice for me, and yeah.
Yeah, nice. That's perfect on the and I can see a few things in you that the IBCP bring and the IB overall because you've been with KIS for a long time, the critical thinking and all of your skills. I can see that in you on the so what's next for you? What's about the future?
So I am only in grade 11. So next year I will be carrying on the CP program. I have 5 classes left to take this year and next year. And the ones I'm looking forward to the most are graphical communications and calculus and analytical geometry. So after I graduate, I'm hoping to carry on with my studies in engineering. I'm really interested in nuclear engineering and also aeronautical engineering. So I will be planning to apply to universities next year that offer these programs. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Onda.
Wonderful,
Round of
Anda.
applause for Onda. I'm sure everybody is applauding. And the next speaker will be another of our beloved student, Nano, who is in grade 12. Let me unmute you, and I think you should be good to go, Nano. So yeah, you can speak.
Okay. Thank you, Anthony. Hi everyone. My name is Nano. I am currently 18 years old and I'm learning in KIS International School. And the courses I'm taking in KIS is Visual Art HL, English HL, Math AI SL, and Business Management SL. A little information about me is I enrolled into KIS in grade 10 because of my cousin. He graduated in 2014. And when I heard that there's an option about IBCP and how it gives me a pathway to universities and careers, which directly align with my interests, I knew it was the right choice for me.
Okay, nice. So yeah, now you're in grade 12. You've been with KIS in IBCP for over a year now, a year and a half. How is your experience from the IBCP?
I guess focusing in like DP in grade 11, I finished 3 of my university courses in SCAD, like Design 100 or Draw 100. And for grade 12, I had the option to continue to do online courses with SCAD or attend a 5-week Rising Star program in Savannah, Georgia. And I immediately said yes to the opportunity and I enrolled into doing Fashion 100 and interior design, which, yeah.
Okay, okay. So you mentioned the US life at SCAD. Can you tell us a bit more about the life at SCAD?
SCAD is very excellent. There's very nice facilities and equipment ready for all students. And the experience is, I guess the main, um, wait, there's like a very big cultural difference where I experienced like 4th of July or like meeting new friends from around the world. And I guess I improved a lot in my social and communication skills.
Okay, nice. And then since you've been an IBCP student for a while, you know about the component of it, the language development, the reflective project, the service learning. Can you tell us a little bit about all of this?
Since I finished 5 of my university courses, I only had like service learning, reflective project, and language development to do. And those components for language development, I picked French as my first choice of language, as I think it's like a very interesting language to learn. And I guess I want to like broaden my language to like more of like the Europe side because I already learned like English, Thai, and Chinese. For reflective project, I guess the project really made me explore the topic of the ethical dilemma between like cultural appropriation and appreciation related to art. And for service learning, I've been focusing on teaching my peers painting methods of variety of mediums because I have a very long experience on mixed medias like watercolor, oil painting, and a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Good choice on the language, Anu.
Yeah, you see, it's useful because you can understand our very French accent. So that was a very good pick. Okay, so what would you say if you need like to summarize the big learnings for you from the IBCP? Like, how did the IBCP help? If you should like narrow it down to three main skills and learnings.
I guess I I have a well-known I guess independence is like the biggest learning moments. Like cuz after I came back from US, um I learned how to like live on my own and like experience new stuff on myself without having to ask my mom for everything. I also learned self-management and like my social and communication skills. So yeah.
Yeah, nice, nice, Nano. Amazing presentation. Also, that was very good to hear from you. All the speakers have spoken, and I'm wondering if anyone has any questions, you can ask questions on the chat, or the Q&A should be open as well. I'm wondering if any of our guests would like to ask a question to one of our career-related studies provider or one of our two student, Nano and Onda. So I will just give it like a few minutes, see if I receive a few questions.
I had one question from a participant that came to me from Sensei Chris, but I already responded, but I'm happy to share it. He was asking for marine biology, if we have anything career-related studies related to that. I said maybe the best person to talk would be Michael, who can at some point map a program. He's done that, I think it was a couple of weeks ago for architecture as well. So yeah, we don't offer all the program, and that would be a very exciting one, to be honest. I would love that. But yeah, we've not found yet a partner yet with marine science. Question from Charlene there for Nano or Anda. What were you challenged with managing your time and workload, and how you've managed?
I guess by time management for SCAD, the SCAD campus is in Savannah, so the time zone is like very different. So when I learn DP in KIS, it's the usual time like 7 to 2:40, and I guess learning for SCAD is from usually around 9 p.m. to 11 or 8 to 10. So I guess it's balanced by the classes and the time zones.
Okay, nice. And actually, we have another question, so we can have like both perspective from you, Nano or Enda, and you, Mr. François.
Yeah, maybe I want to add to what Nano said too. Like last year, when she had some of her class quite late, because it was not asynchronous class. It was like really synchronous. And some of the class were finishing, if I remember, Nano, correct me, I think it was 10 p.m. or 9:30 p.m. Also, we made the schedule for her a bit more flexible. Like the day where she had no morning class, like on the first block, we let her come a bit later to school to allow for a bit more sleep after those late class. But yeah, it was a tricky time, like those very intense class in a row.
So yeah, question was about the CP. So I would like to have both perspective from François, the coordinator, and from Nano, which is do you take DP and CP class at the same time? And isn't it too heavy? So yes, you do have DP and CP class up to 2 to 4 courses of DP and then the career related studies. Won't it be too heavy? Maybe Onda and Nano are the best people to speak about it and answer this question.
Let me maybe address a misconception first. Because they take less DP courses than the student in diploma, they also have more gap in the schedule to do the career-ready studies. So when it's asynchronous, that's practical. When it's not asynchronous, like it was the case for Nano or Win, when they have the course after school because of time difference, then they can work the homework they would have done at home, then they can do it during school. So in that time, the schedule making is always a bit of a challenge, but because they have less DP courses than the diploma student, they have more gap in the schedule where they do the CP class, the CRS class. And sorry, go ahead, Nano.
Nano, do you have anything to add or Onda?
I guess also about like the workload and if it's a lot. I guess once you really like what interests you, like when I learned in online, I really enjoyed drawing and like a lot of medias. So I guess the workload is a lot, but it's very enjoyable. Yeah.
Okay. Few other questions I will have to pick because actually we have quite a few questions. One question for Ambry Riddle is there a specific, for being a pilot, that's not my question. Is there a specific math that required to be accepted? Should students take math at higher level or standard level?
Hi, thank you for the question. It's a very common question among students that who want to take on the pilot path eventually as well, whether math is a very big component. I've looked at quite extensively at the pilot program for the bachelor's or the college education here at Embry-Riddle. There isn't much requirement, nor as a requirement, or in the undergraduate program that there is going to be very math intensive. So math, it's not going to be a major study option as well. So you don't have to do very advanced math skills. What I would say would be a good combination among students would be moderate math level. If you like to take some physics courses as well to actually understand a little bit about piloting. And then uniquely, you can also choose a humanities subject like geography. That would actually be a very good mixture of subjects if you want to eventually do pilot studies. So you can choose DP subjects in, let's say, math, physics, and geography for your DP, and then do our CP CRS provider for our pathways in aeronautics. That would be a very, very good combination, I would think, to prepare students for their college education in pilot. Yeah.
Okay. Do you know if you need to pick a specific, because in the IB we have, if I remember, math analysis and approaches and math analysis and interpretation. Is there a specific math courses that you would recommend in the DP?
No, we accept both math level. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So I think that's going to be the last question because we ran a lot over time. Sorry about that. I have a few questions that I will mix together, which are maybe for Mr. Francois to answer. It's about something we would like to demystify actually, about the acceptance of the CP in universities. Is it, so a few questions. If you change, if you go into a CP pathway, can you change of, change of field when you reach university? And also, how is it recognized in universities? Is it considered as a weaker, easier program than the DP? Yeah, is it restricting your choice, basically? I have a few questions about that.
Yeah, and it is probably the elephant in the room, and it's nice maybe to address it. Like I said, the number of schools offering the CP is growing, which is a big advantage. Is having more and more universities recognizing the CP as a full high school certification or as a full high school diploma. That being said, not all universities at the moment are still accepting the CP. Some countries are a lot more favorable to it than others. In the US, it's not an issue. In UK, you can go. And again, one of the first conversations I have when a student is approaching me to do the CP is to say, where do you want to go? Because that will determine if also the CP is a good choice for you as well. If you want to know study law or study medicine, I would say, probably go with the DP and do that. The CP again is trying to make you career ready, and the higher the degree you're gonna do with the CP, I've also that in mind. If you go with, I'm taking the example of SCAD, that's even the motto. It's like career ready program, and you can see even with Embry-Riddle as well that they're not the broad liberal art college. Now you don't do the CP to do that. You're gonna do the DP for that. Okay, it's because you specialize into something. In that sense, then your pathway university is okay. I've shared previously, but feel free to write to me after, send me a message. I've shared all the list of universities that we're collecting in Southeast Asia, where students from all the CP school, from Hong Kong, here in Bangkok, or Malaysia, in all the region here, where they're going after. We're collecting that because we have more and more relationship with university there, and it's helped us to guide students. So the choice is really growing. Sometimes it's a challenge because some university doesn't know about the CP, and that's why also we make events like this to promote it, because the more university accept it, the easier it will be for all students. So I hope I answer somehow the question. There was the second part of the question was, is it easy to change track?
Yep.
No, it's not ideal. But again, on the tracking sheet I'm referring to, you can see students that have studied business as in their CP, and then they've gone to do a psychology degree in the UK. So it's not ideal. Possible it is, but that's again not what the CP is designed for. Okay, we really go into that. You know what you want to do, you're ready for it, and you're gonna take DP class and CRS related to each other, so you can really have that expertise in your area of passion.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm pushing it a little bit, sorry. But I have about 2 questions to finish. Maybe we can reply very briefly to this question. I feel bad not closing this virtual summit without answering those questions. For Honda and Nano, very briefly, if you could say in just a sentence or a few words, your biggest challenge going through the IB program, the IBCP, and how did you overcome those challenges?
I guess the biggest challenge with you have lesser classes with your peers. I guess it's also like a difficulty with fitting in sometimes, because sometimes you're mostly free and you're doing your own work and the others are having their classes together. I guess that's like a small challenge that I faced.
Okay, that's interesting. We wouldn't think about that, so that's why it's good to have students on the call. No, and the last question is like maybe more for Mr. Francois. which would be about engineering. Which course would be recommended for engineering at KIS? And what external, and what external contribution are recommended to support application requirements?
Okay, I'm not sure I understand the second part of the question, but for the first part, engineering, no, it's such a broad topics, right? You can go into biotech with engineering, you have the computer science engineering, and they're quite different road and requirement. But what we have at KIS, like I would definitely recommend the math course, go heavy on the math. We have both HL class in applied math or in pure math. Yeah, the physics is, to me, also a requirement there. And some university will require that. So once I know, one student approached me 2 weeks ago, they want to go into engineering in design for automotive engineering and design. Okay, so we went to the university website and checked already which course to take. So yeah, you're gonna need to take a physics, you're gonna need to take a design, and you're gonna need to take a math course. Those will be your prerequisite. So that we have, yeah. So like all the students doing the DP going to engineering, it's the same thing. You're gonna have to take your physics, your math class. Then for the second part of the question, I'm not sure I understood.
Let me, what external contributions are recommended to support application requirements? I think, I'm not sure about it. What on top of your classes you can do to, support your application requirement? I don't know if
yeah, engineering is usually not a portfolio based application, at least that I'm aware of. It's really based on point and your diploma that you get, and then your application. Unlike Nano going into a more of an art field, that's very portfolio based. That would be the extra to do to be ready with that.
Okay.
And for us also, maybe at KIS, one of the criteria that is a good predictor for us of success in the CP is that independence of learning is like, and how we measure that or how we track that is, have you managed to do a good personal project in grade 10? And because that's a big piece of work that takes several months, that require initiative to be independent in your work. And that's usually a good predictor that, oh, okay, a student will be ready for the CP. So we're not looking at grades, we're really looking at, can you work on your own on something you've chosen?
Okay, all good. I think we can finish on that. If you have any questions, actually for Mr. Francois, for the admissions team, for any of our career-related studies providers, so Mr. Camusin, Mr. Michael, and Bernard from KMUTT, ASU, and Embry-Riddle, or even for our students, I can send the questions to them. Do not hesitate to reach out. If you have questions, you can reach out to me. You have my email address in the last email that I sent. And we can forward the question and see if we can get an answer for you. And then if you would like to know more about KIS International School, about the IBCP at KIS International School, or any other program, I invite you to go on our website on admissions inquiry, and we have an admissions team here that will be able to answer your question, put you in touch with the right people, and speak about what we offer in terms of IB programs at KIS International School. So we are on a lot over time. I'm very sorry. Before I close this meeting, I just would like to say a big thank you to our speakers. Thank you so much for joining, sometimes late, sometimes early. Thank you so much to Mr. Francois for initiating this initiative to spread the word about the IBCP, and to our two students, really, I'm giving a big round of applause, Nano and on that, because you did an amazing job at presenting your experience. And I'm super happy every time I hear students sharing their experience. It was very clear. So thank you so much. Really appreciate. And thank you to all our attendees, and wherever you are in the world, because we have people from all over the world joining. Wish you a good day, good lunch, a good dinner, or a good night, actually. Thank you so much.